off this one.
Yeah. No, it's good. Not a problem at all.
Lighting's
So,
okay.
yeah, man. Boy, I'll tell you what, that was a challenge. Hold on. You got to get you a St. Louis couple of these, man. Pretty sharp. Be able to have them.
I have one, but I've never used it. I just kind
Oh,
of
really?
have it sitting on the shelf.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. Did you just create one that was personal, like a
Oh,
personal one, or?
I thought you meant the exact one that you had there.
Oh, no, no. I'm talking about like for your tournament. Ah, that'd be
No,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
no, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Yeah, man, because you know you have such great teams at your tournament, and you know I think it's always neat when players have a keepsake. You know, when they got something from a tournament like that that they can take home and all. I mean, I just think it's a neat thing. Even if you don't produce that many of them, man, even if you just do like 20, they'll be gone. And it is I mean, a little headache to maybe get the guy the design or whatever. But I mean, I think if people know there's limited numbers of them, I think it'd be pretty cool to have.
Well,
Anyway, I would
I'm
like to
gonna
have
write
one.
it down because
Nice.
I like the idea.
Yeah, man. And what's cool is that, you got your, well, you've seen it already. And I also like that you can show your sponsors.
Yeah,
When you got all your sponsors on there like that, look at Elite, got Elite sponsors right there.
no, I like that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be a
then
good
you can
one.
get and then you can give some to the sponsors.
Yep. What's going on, Stu? How you doing, brother? Stu was in that home run derby. He was there. He was a witness.
So was I, and I sucked. I was terrible.
I wish I'd have had some video of that, man. I
Yeah,
didn't. I was concentrating, so.
you're too busy getting ready to hit your home runs because you went
Take
up
it.
and you did hit them.
Yeah, yeah, well, you know. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me see. What I wanted to do is I wanted to let me see. All right. Hold on. All right. All
How you
right.
like the hat, man?
I like it. I was kind of worried it was a little too big for my head, which I think it's just a tad big.
Well,
It's like
you got that little peanut head.
I know, I do. And I always have problems with these hats, man. I got to have the little
It look
band on the back.
Hey, it looks good, man. It looks good.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's in between, man. It's these hats, but pretty good. Right on that border for me. All right, so we are live. I'm gonna give these guys a couple minutes, and let's see here. We got Stu with us. Let me get back to the top. And Stu said, "I still got it, dude." I'll tell you what. I've got. What is it? Oh yeah, got a little something for you, Stu, that are gonna be hyped up here in just a second. What's going on, Jeff? How you doing, brother?
What up, Jeff?
Champion right there.
That has been running through
Man.
teams their last few
Oh
tournaments.
man, I enjoy seeing them play, man. Like I'm a fan when I see those New York. I mean, Great Lakes. These dudes, man. The connection. Oh man, I love sitting there watching those games, man.
They're
They're
good.
awesome. Yeah, man. Let's see. All right.
How did you feel after playing in Reno? How'd your body feel?
Well, we played what 5 games on the first day, which I thought was pretty cool because we were warmed up, rolling. It was like not many breaks, so that was
Yeah.
cool, man. The next day that hurt us. We got out, got started early, and then had a long rest, and it worked
Yep.
against us. But I'm
Long
very
rest and a
proud of our
big
guys.
injury.
Yeah, yeah. I was proud of our guys though, man.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I was surprised, man. I didn't feel too bad. I think my lower back and I think one of my calf muscles was about to pop, but other than that, it was pretty good. How'd you feel?
I felt pretty decent. I felt
Yeah,
pretty good for running the outfield for 8 games. I mean, I felt
dude, I was
pretty good.
impressed. Yeah, yeah, I was impressed.
Yeah,
And
it
and
was.
if you good,
Go ahead.
no, you good.
No, I was gonna say, man, it's it's. I felt good for the amount of games that we played. I'll say
Oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah.
I could
Well,
have
then
felt a lot worse.
that was I was just impressed, man. That was our seniors team, and that we went out there and we're still able to do pretty good. Plus with 9 guys, yeah, really impressed with that. Thankfully these guys made some accommodations and we were able to play. So
Yep.
man, I'll tell you what, super excited to be able to talk about those fields and also So yeah, man, I'm excited to talk about that tournament, the Desert Shootout.
Yep.
And Ralph, I hear you. He goes, "Who's Joe playing with this weekend?" I didn't realize, man. I thought we had something special, Ralph. I thought Joe and I had something special with the Missouri Lawman and SA Law, but come to find out, Joe's
Hey,
freaking he's
listen, man.
open.
You
It's
haven't
whoever
asked.
needs him.
Hey, Trini, you haven't asked me to play with you since 2017.
I have
I'm
asked you
not
to
going to
play
sit
with
around and
me
wait
on.
longer than 5 years. You know what I mean?
I have asked you to play with me on a few occasions, and
No, that must have been a different Joe.
you keep denying me.
No,
What'd
no,
you
no.
do? You know you're always welcome. I didn't know you traveled so much, dude. I absolutely will have you down. That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, I've been 3 tournaments in the last 4 weeks. It's actually played one. I played a 4th tournament yesterday. There was a local
Jesus.
one with 32 teams. It was a first responder tournament here in St. Louis.
Oh wow.
So that was fun.
Did you play
But yeah,
outfield for them, or where'd you play?
yeah, I did play outfield
Mm.
yesterday.
Damn, dude,
So
man, that's pretty good, Joe.
no,
That's real good,
I
man.
hate the outfield.
I know, but that's good that you can run out there like that, dude. Because you didn't show any signs of slowing down out
Well,
there.
that's because I don't run fast. So you're not running fast. You're not really. You don't have to slow down. You know.
Oh man. All right, let's see. Ralph, how'd you guys do out there this weekend? I got to see some of the results, but it was a quick glance, and I didn't get to see. I didn't get to see how you guys ended up. But
We
I
had a
know
good
they're
game
up
with them
there.
in pool play. It was an early game, so we were both trying to shake some cobwebs loose. But
Yeah.
it was a good game. Louisville Metro versus Mid Atlantic.
Mm.
I know they were missing a couple guys as well. So, but I think they did overall. I think they did pretty well.
Yeah, Ralph saying fifth. Man,
I
these
think they
guys
had
are always.
yeah.
I think they're always up there in that top.
I think they had
Tier,
18
man.
teams total. So 5th is pretty solid. There's a good
Yeah.
competition at that tournament.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see here. All right. Hey, well, I think we should go ahead and get the show on the road. I know it's I know Joe. I've been super busy all week. I know I didn't post it on the message board. So, and I didn't ask you to do it. I know you're extremely busy also. So I know that we didn't post it on the message board. So we're basically going to be going off of social
Well,
media, stuff
I
like that.
did post it on the message board, but I posted it about an hour ago or hour and a half ago.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's good. Better than
So
nothing. Well, I appreciate that, man.
it was late, but better late than never, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, let's get the show on the road. We got John here, Koster, to talk about. I like saying Koster. To start talking about the Desert Shootout. So that's going to be cool. We're going to highlight Myrtle Beach. Joe was there, so he's going to be able to talk about it. It's difficult, man, because we want to try to gather videos and pictures and things of that sort. But in the Desert Shootout, we were playing, so that was, kind of mind was involved in playing. And then as far as Myrtle Beach, I know you were playing. So, but man, if you got any tournaments and you want us to highlight them, man, send in your pictures, send in your videos, and we'll show them, man. We'll put them together and make something happen. So, all right. Well, then, Joe, let's get the show on the road. All right. Boy, Deanna ain't messing around, is she? I was like, all right, Joe, well, let's get the music going. She's holding up a sign right now saying she's sorry. Don't worry about that, Deanna. You're on the ball. That was my bad. I took too damn long. So it's May the 20th, and we are happy that you're here on the Police Softball Podcast. I am your host, Trinidad, but I want you to know who I am real quick. I am I'm a retired Air Force veteran, 23-year law enforcement veteran, 2-time cancer survivor, franchise business owner of a business called Biotex Crime and Trauma Scene Cleaning. And I am a nonprofit founder of our organization called Shields for Kids. It's an organization of officers who go out and provide for kids in the community that are in need. And we emphasize on our own dime and on our own time so that we can show these families and these children just how much we care about them. I am also the coach of the San Antonio Law men's competitive softball team. We won a couple of national titles, Chevy Wright Sportsman of the Year, Pat Hill Inspiration Award winner, which I'm very proud of, and the Texas Police Athletic Federation and PS.com Hall of Famer. So I'm very proud to be able to be a part of our policesoftball.com community. I've also got my buddy that is my co-host, and that is Mr. Joe Monahan. I'm going to have him join me right now. What's going on, Joe?
Trini, my man, how you doing? Hey, you know what
good,
you left
man.
off your banner there was that you're starting second baseman for the Louisville Slugger Masters team.
Deanna, make that note. Yeah, man. I'm very proud of that one. I like it. But on that note, we got Mr. Joe Monahan, that is the coach of the Missouri Lawmen. He is the director of the Show Me Classic, which we're going to be highlighting on today's show. He is the Louisville Slugger Masters Division coach and the East Conference Manager of the Year. So, yeah, man. I'm excited to be able to be a part of that team, man. What a great group of guys, man. It's our first time coming together over at John. We're gonna have John Koster on the show here in just a minute, and he's gonna be highlighting his Desert Shootout that we were able to go to. So I'm excited to be able to talk about that. Hey, want to thank Stu for tuning in. Stu's always down for joining the show. We got Jeff Gross with us. What's going on, son? Got Ralph Hamlin joining us. Andreas, what's going on, brother? What's up? Trini and Joe Mo.
Andreas, what's up, bud?
What's going on, man? Looking forward to seeing you this Saturday. We're having a little essay law gathering, and so they're all excited about the cornhole and hopefully we get some ping pong in here. We'll see how that goes.
Golf, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit of golf, possibly. Hopefully nobody hurts themselves, so that we got a little time to recover before our police Olympics here in a month. We got Linda. What's going on, Linda? Myrtle Beach was awesome. The games were great, and the weather was beautiful. How was the weather, Joe? I know we're going to talk about that.
The weather was awesome. It was 75 to 78, I think, and sunny the entire weekend. It was couldn't ask for better weather to play in.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I want to go there. I want to go to that tournament. That's going to be neat to hear about it. I'm excited. Let's see. My wife says Deanna is the best. No joke. And look at Andy, Deanna. Every time. No apologies, Deanna. Get money. Lord, look at this one, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
well,
so my
that should be number one.
Hey, the other day I was very happy. I woke up and she was all lovey-dovey. She's normally up ready to go to the gym. She was all lovey-dovey. Found out she had a dream that I had two wives. That she was one and I had another wife, and she was all upset about it. And I was like, hey, so explain to me what was she like? I mean, it was a dream. I mean, so what was up? You know, she was not happy about that, but she was loving on me, and it lasted for a couple of days, so that was cool. Let's see here, Tyrone, what's going on, brother? Man,
What's up, Tyrone?
Dude, man, you know he's always supporting too. He's going to be down in Waxahachie. He said he's going to come down. I'm hoping I can get him to go to Vegas for the police World Series there in October. Got quite a few people that are interested, that are civilians, but they want to come out and they want to be able to check it out, man. So I think we're going to have some pretty cool guests. Let's see here. Linda says Great Lakes rocks. 7 undefeated games. We were just talking about that.
They've been killing it, man. I mean,
yeah.
They just they got a great group of guys who play together really well, and
yeah,
when you got a team that with that talent and that chemistry, man, it's hard to beat them.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm excited, and I want to get them on. I think it's something. I think it'd be really neat to highlight those guys. We've had Jay-Z on before, and Wax and them, and Biscuit and all this. So I'd really like to be able to have some of those guys back on, man. I'd like to be able to highlight them. Maybe get the top 5 teams, in the upper division and maybe in the lower division, and just maybe talk to them, see what they're thinking for the World Series. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hey, D Ward's joining us. What's going on, D Ward, man?
What's up, D?
How's it going, brother? Hey, I saw him in that. How you doing, man? Are you recovered? Did he look recovered, Joe?
D looked good, man. He looked real good. He had his daughter out there cheering for him. I tell you what, Great Lakes had probably the number one. I mean, their fan section was pretty amazing. The amount of noise that they put out was pretty. You don't see that too often in these tournaments that we play in. They had a lot of fans.
Yeah. My wife tried to make up for well, what do we have out there in the Desert Shootout? Maybe, I think we had maybe anywhere between 6 to 10 people from my family that was there cheering us on.
Yep.
And my wife stepped
nice.
it up a bit with the little clapper. She was getting lazy, and that thing was making a lot of noise.
Yeah, I heard that all the way in the outfield.
Yeah. Let's see, John Irvin. What's going on, John? D Ward looked good with those new turfs. Yeah, I got a couple too. Had to get some new ones, man. Got to stay comfortable out there. Those New Balance, those are the ones that everybody's talking about a lot. So, all right. I know D Ward says, hoping to make a rehab start in the Show Me Classic.
All right.
Man, he showed up hurt, and he still did awesome in your tournament, Joe.
Yep.
I freaked out. I know, because they were playing against us. I couldn't believe it, man. These guys were.
He must be on a diet or something. I tell you what, he looked like he was slim, man. I'm not saying that he was ever real big, but I mean he was he looked good. He looked good down in Myrtle, man. Yeah. So I don't know what he's doing, what the secret is. I'll have to talk to him about that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
It wouldn't hurt for me to lose a couple more pounds, you know.
Well, if you're going to be playing the outfield like you are, it might help. But you look good out there, Joe. I'm telling you. I was impressed, man. I was impressed.
I appreciate it, but I'll tell you, when was it? So how, I know you've been, you've been taking some certain types of medication, haven't been playing that much over the last few years. Yeah. I don't know how many tournaments you've actually played an entire tournament like that, over the last few years. But you came out, and you surprised me that you were able to just, like I said, taking a few years off pretty much from playing entire tournaments, and you came out there and you're making diving stops, balls over your shoulder, pop-ups over your shoulder, and you killed it at the plate. I mean, you had a great tournament, man.
I was real happy to be there, and playing with a bunch of these guys that are, legends in the sport just hypes you up, man. I was just praying that my calves and hamstrings and traps and triceps and everything else just cooperated for the whole tournament, and they did. So everything cooperated except for that little bat bag that you were carrying around, or whatever that was, that ripped in half, before the tournament was over, and all your shit's falling all over the place. I'm gonna be working on that. I'm gonna see what I can do. I talked to Carlos Vega.
I'm gonna get you a new bag, man, because that's pathetic. Let's be honest, that was pathetic.
Carlos is gonna watch this, so Carlos, if you're listening, help me out with the back bag. Help me pick a good one, and then I'll buy it from you guys. So, yeah, that'll work. Well, hey, listen, we'll get the show on that road. I know we've got something to highlight there from Dan Potter. Now, you know that Dan's always a supporter of us, man, in the police softball community. He's like a brother, and he's always putting on raffles, man. And this last one was
Trini, I got to step away real quick, man.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. So he ended up, for those that don't know, he ended up having a bat raffle. It was, I think he had 50 spots, and man, he put one on, and it was for 2 of our fallen officers from out of California. And I believe we have a little something that we can show. Let's see, there you go. So Officer N gave his life to our country, to our community with his service, and then we also have Detective Benedetti. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And so we lost those 2 officers this week, and Dan, got on quickly and put on a bat raffle. And it was just really neat to see how quickly that thing filled up, and to also have people like civilians. And I'm going to give a shout out to Dwayne Killian out of San Antonio. He's a buddy of mine, doesn't play softball at all, and heard about the last raffle that Dan put on for a fallen officer. And without even knowing, it was sold out. And he says, I'll take whatever numbers you've got left. It was sold out, and he still sent Dan a sizable donation. And then when he found out that this one was going on, he ended up putting a considerable donation into the raffle. Turns out that he won. That was pretty cool, but he didn't care, man. He was doing it for the cause. And so when we have support like that from our citizens, he's an officer, so I shouldn't say citizen. He's an officer, but when we have support like that from people outside of the softball community, man, that's just super special. So Dwayne, I appreciate it. And everybody else that signed up for that bat raffle, thank you so much. And especially to you, Dan, thank you so much for always coming out and supporting us, man. We appreciate it. Yep, I believe that's true. Dan is a true stud. I got his back any day, 100%. And I know that he's bringing his team down to our tournament here in Waxahachie, to our Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships, and we're going to be highlighting that here in just a minute. But first, we're going to bring on our next guest. And John Savage, man, I want to thank you so much, man. John sent me this message right when we started. He says, I don't have social media and can't post a message, but enjoy listening to you guys and tuning in tonight. Keep up the great work with this. We appreciate you, John. Thank you so much, man. I just love it. You know, we were trying to make this show happen, and it was just a lot of things. I jumped on like 5 minutes before. So I'm just happy to be able to be here and have Deanna work all this stuff out for me. You know, normally we get together and work it out together, but this time she did it on her own. So Deanna, thank you so much for that. All righty. So let's bring on John, man. Let's bring on John to the show so we can talk about this Desert Shootout. John Koster, what's going on, brother?
How you doing, sir? Good to see you.
I'm doing excellent, man. I'm doing excellent. Let's bring that banner back up. Let's talk about John. There we go. All right, there we go. So John's a sergeant with the Oakland PD. He's been in law enforcement for 20 plus years. He's the coach of Oakland PD. He's the Desert Shootout Tournament director there in Reno, which I'm super excited to talk about. He's a PS.com OPOC award winner and founder of the Oakland PD Youth Outreach Unit. And John, I've had you on the show before when it comes to officers doing great things off the field. And man, how's it going, man, with the program?
Well, unfortunately, we're in dark days over here. You know, we've lost a lot of officers to retirement and so on and so forth. So unfortunately, just like a lot of places around the country, the first thing to go was things like the Youth Outreach Unit. So
man,
it's gone. But you know, like I say, you know, we set up a nice skeleton and you know, something they can get, you know, back on the horse in a couple of years when the funds come back. And you know, who knows if I'll still be around, but you know, it's set up for better days.
You know, it's difficult with all the defunding talk and all that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you, man, when you take away units like this, it's just so underestimated how much of the community keeps in touch with us and ultimately has a good, you know, we shed a good light on them with our interaction with the youth, and we're getting out there and doing things above and beyond what, you know, is what it is that we signed up for as far as our you know, our jobs in law enforcement. So it's just, that's sad, man. And I really wish people would understand the importance of these types of programs. It's also like a mental health unit. We talked about that before. You know, it's so important. I think it's starting to get a lot more attention now, but you know, it's programs like these outreach, the youth outreach programs that I wish that they could understand how important they are and keep them, not let those things go so quickly. I know that we're going to talk about your tournament. So Desert Shootout, it was awesome. I think we've got a picture. I want to show a quick picture of the fields because, I mean, I was just blown away. Joe talked about these fields. He told me about them. And when I pulled up, I was like, I mean, I saw the pictures, but it just doesn't do it justice, man. These are some freaking nice. It's a nice complex. There's another angle of it. And then as I was driving away, John, I saw the Sparks Memorial Park, and I thought that was really neat how they've got that officer there kneeling with that child on his knee. I mean, that was really neat, man. That made me feel good, you know, driving out.
It is. That's right across from the Nugget on Victorian Way. You know, it's something I think actually me and Eric Kent, who's also on OPD, were driving by it and we took notice of it. And, you know, maybe next year we can do something, get some pictures in front of that thing and honor it. It's kind of, you know, it's a little bit darker in color and kind of gets hidden in the shadows. And yeah, it's a pretty cool monument. I only noticed that a couple of years ago myself.
Really? Yeah, I was driving away, man. I saw it, and it was like we were just passing it. And I said, I got to get my camera out. And I took a picture of it. Man, I thought that was really neat, and I want to go back and see that the next time I go back because I will be going back. So absolutely. I'm excited about that. Yeah, man. So, all right. So tell us a little bit about your tournament. You know, I know we've talked about it before, but now that I've gone, I'd like to be able to to have you do it, or now that I've actually attended the tournament, like we'd be able to tell everybody about it, because we're going to show some videos and some pictures. So maybe you can give them a little heads up on what it's about.
Well, we started this about 7 years ago, and it's become a memorial for Officer John Hagee, who we lost in 2009 in Oakland, along with 3 other of our brothers. So what we do is, we put it out there, and we get as many teams as we can to come out there, and we're pushing donor awareness, because John was able to donate several of his organs and tissue, and to over 50 people, including his heart, which is still pumping to this day.
Wow.
So we just want to make sure everyone knows that, to push that to citizens and family members and other officers, that, if your time comes and you're able to help others on the way out, then that's exactly what John did. So we really like to give a chunk to the John Hagee Memorial Fund. We also, just try to get folks out there and take advantage of this park that, for many years, I think has been flying under the radar as far as a really good place. So, like I said, this is our 7th year, and it went pretty well, I believe.
Yeah, shit, yeah, it went well.
Yeah.
I know Andrea says I'm down for 2022. I'm trying to make it happen. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk to the guys and see what's going on with maybe getting our team up there. So, so first thing I noticed, you go into the park, man, all turf. Infield, outfield, and what's always neat for people that are going with us to this tournament is that center area that has some cover, that has a restaurant, so I have something to show everybody what we're talking about before we do. And this is the center of that complex. It's a restaurant. It has, let's see, Deanna, we have a picture where it's in the background, and it's it's like a restaurant bar type thing. There you go. Yeah, so you can see in that back, it's the grill, and they have that restaurant up top. Man, great mixed drinks, all types of beer, and great food. Everybody told me about the food, and I was surprised, man. It was good stuff.
Yeah, we like to thank Jeremy. Jeremy runs Red's Grill up there, and he's extremely supportive of our event. He makes sure that he's out there and helps us with whatever we need. Yeah, really good dude. Extremely supportive of the way we come across. So, yeah. I mean, we don't want to talk too much about the difference between, police and civilian softball, but there is a difference.
Yeah.
And he really appreciates just some of the things he talked about this last weekend was, how polite we are, respectful, how he sees, us out there policing our own dugouts and cleaning up, and he loves it. He's does a good job, and he always helps us out.
Deanna, there's a picture I gave you that has a drink there. And so there's a drink, and let's see here, Mark from the connection, let's see here, bought me a drink. Dude, it was good. It was some sort of a drink that had some kind of vodka in it, but it was good. Didn't have too many because we needed to play, but it was a good drink. Anyway, we'll show it here in just a second. But yeah, man, so we had, I'll tell you how great this park is. I left my credit card. It was open, and I didn't get it for about a week. Hey, no fraudulent charges, and I was able to get that card back. So shout out to the grill, man. Appreciate those guys. Yeah, I was able to get that back. Let's see here. D. Ward, trying to get Great Lakes to Reno in 2022. Incredible scenery. It's true, man. I loved it. So we had, let's see, what do you got, Deanna? There you go. That's that drink. Whew. I don't know what it's called, but that's a good drink. And Mark Jackson bought that one for me. So that was some good stuff. Oh, Sunday morning sunshine drink. I guess that's what Audrey says it was. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. That's the Sunday morning drinks there. There you go. Everybody knows him, John.
Yeah. You got some good bartenders up there. Like legit too. I mean, sometimes you go to a complex and, you got folks that are trying to, not necessarily, I would say professional bartenders and servers, but this is a legit spot. I mean, if you hang out there and like we were there I was there for 2 straight days. You see folks going to that restaurant, that bar, that have no association with any of the fields or anything going on. They're just going there because it's a good spot. Yeah, so that tells you something.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's see here, Deanna. I'm going to go to your list because I got down here. I got here a little bit late, so let's see here. All right, so we got the fields. Then we had family. Let's see. So I went up there with the Louisville Slugger Joe's team. So we have our photos here of our teams. Let's see here. Yeah, there you go. So these guys were our seniors team. We went up there. I think our average age on the team was 47 until Jerry showed up, and I think it dropped down by a couple of years. But man, that was great to go up there. It was our first time playing together. And man, we had a lot of fun up there. And we played 5 games on the first day, and I liked it. I mean, hey, you go up there to play ball, and we only had, 9 guys, I think, until Jerry showed up. But made some accommodations for us, and that was awesome. And we were able to play, and that was awesome, man. You guys did a really good job with that. And so let's see here. Yeah, there you go. So that's our family that was out there to support us. That was awesome, all the way out there in Reno. And I know one of the things I noticed was let's see here, things that everybody cares about, John, like, hey, well, so of course softball, of course the great fields, but also like when your family goes, you want to have a good time. And we were able to go to a place out there called the Lucky Beaver. And that was a great time, man, to be able to head out there. I don't know if you have been there or not, but dude, I had that tomahawk steak that they've got there, and it's got that Lucky Beaver ingrained in the bone, man, and it was pretty good. My niece Miranda knew about it, so we went out there as a team. We actually went out there twice, man. It was great. Have you ever been there, John?
I have not. I did see your pictures, and I was instantly jealous. I was pretty much burnt out that last night, so I think we ended up going to a local pizza spot, and then I saw your pictures, and I'm like, man, that's what I think we deserve. But next year for sure.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, Stu says the Lucky Beaver had the best burger. I'll tell you what, it was good, man. That was a good place to go to. So Miranda, that was awesome. Great choice. We went there twice. We'll bring Joe back on.
Sorry
right,
about
Joe,
that.
You're good, brother.
Apologize.
You're good, man. We just showed a picture of the Lucky Beaver.
That was some good stuff, man.
Yeah, that was really good.
Stuff.
And they made accommodations for us, John. I mean, we know how it is right now with COVID and all that junk. And they were able to seat us, I think, 10 to a table or something like that, Joe?
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah. So that was awesome.
Most places we called you could only seat 6 at a table. And then they were saying, well, we're going to have to stagger sitting you and everything else. So they were really, really good as far as that goes, accommodating our party.
Yep.
I need to get one of those T-shirts from that place.
Oh yeah, I got a hat. They had some good hats there. Some lucky, whatever they're called, golf hats.
Yep.
Yeah, I got some of those from there. That was pretty cool. All right, so let's see here. I think we had an upper place photo and a lower place photo. What's that about there, Deanna? Let's see, upper place. Oh, okay. Oh no, so that's a different one then. Let's see. It says upper place. Okay, the upper division. All right. John, you want to talk about that?
Sure. So, I mean, we really wanted to get folks out there and kind of, break through this whole COVID thing and play some good competitive ball. I know a lot of teams struggled to get folks and there were some fill-in players. But some reason, the connection always seems to have, their A team, even when it's not the regular guys, they got their A team. Yes. So they're rolling along. I believe they obviously won the round robin as well.
Yeah, we remember when they rolled through us. That was I remember that.
Yes. Yeah. So we had a couple teams that ended up in lowers that played the round robins and the uppers. You guys did very well, Joe. I watched the game for the most part. But I'm not saying you run into a buzzsaw with connection. They've been rolling for a while now.
No, they're
it's a fantastic team. And then of course you have the Razorbacks, which is up and coming team. They're starting to put it together as well.
Yep.
So they came in second. I believe connection went undefeated.
Yep.
Which was kind of expected when I saw their crew. I mean, they did a great job as usual. Razorbacks they fought pretty well, but they ran into a buzzsaw. LAPD Blue, they're missing a bunch of their regulars, so I expect them to come out with a better performance later on in the year. But it's LAPD Blue and DEA are one of those teams where they have their core players They're such good leaders. You can put some rakes and shovels out in the outfield, and they'll still find a way to compete.
Yep.
And that's what they did.
Well, I know. Go ahead, Joe.
Now, I was just going to say, you're talking about the buzzsaw connection. As good as Great Lakes has been out east, Connection's been that just as good out west. You know what I mean? So both those teams are just top teams, and Connections, like I saw them twice this month in Tulsa and in Reno, and man, they just I think they were. How many games did they play in Reno? 6 or 7?
Yeah, something like that.
And then they played 8. They went 8-0 in Tulsa. So I mean, they won 15 games in this month in 2 tournaments, went undefeated in both of them. So I mean, they're killing it too, man. They're doing a great job.
Man, I have no problem, like I said, man, with the connection. With we're talking about Great Lakes. I mean, all these top tier teams. Ralph's team,
Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm like even though I play in the circuit, I mean, when I see these guys, I'm a total fan. I'm not sitting there watching it from like a softball kind of like player's perspective. I'm like a fan, man. And so I would love to get those guys, and I'd watch a freaking 5-6 game series, 5-game series with those dudes, like the Connection, Great Lakes, all that. Oh man, that'd be cool. I know I'm going to say Dust Loft because that's what he's got on the, on his thing. But he asked, how did you like those Anderson bats? Curious to everyone's thoughts. I'll tell you what, I loved them. Those are some badass bats. Those were good. I mean, John, I think you got him at the last second, right?
Yeah. So Steve Abina, who's on the Connection, and he represents Anderson. He was working to get with me to try to get a bat provided tournament, and we had brought it up a couple times, and things were stalling. Things are so wishy-washy right now.
Yeah.
We were able to like literally last plane out, hours before the tournament, get those things overnighted to the fields. In fact, that some folks were like, "Hey, man, you didn't tell me I had to bring my bat and all this stuff." And I was like, "Well, we weren't going to put it out there until they were in Steve's hand." So they literally showed up the night before the tournament. He gives me the call and he's like, "Hey, they're here." I put it out on the website, and I'm happy we did. I'm happy we used them. Unfortunately, I'm still on the shelf, so I didn't get a chance to swing them. Yeah. I got 0 complaints, and I also had 0 broken bats come back as well.
Yeah.
So,
which is kind of rare in a tournament,
It is.
I know Joe liked them. I know Joe was freaking. He was hot with those bats. Well, with the exception of one time during the tournament, but as far as during all the other times in the tournament, he was hitting them.
Yeah, the home run derby, I didn't like the Anderson. During the tournament, I like the Anderson bats. But no, that's like this is the second tournament this month that we used them in Tulsa, we used them in Reno, and like John said, 0 complaints. Everyone loved them. Ball was popping off them, and not one broken bat in either tournament, which is crazy. Typically you're going to get 1 or 2 a tournament.
Yeah.
So they're durable, and they were hot, man. They were nice. I like.
Yeah, that was good. All right, so let's go to this lower division. See how that turned out. There you go. Look at that.
There you go.
All
yeah.
right.
So a little bit surprising. Well, almost surprising. I knew Louisville Slugger was going to be do some damage down there for sure. But as far as the round robin, OPD and Reloaded kind of dominated in the round robin. But just like softball is, you never know. So when everything started to shake out, we realized that we had this group of, I call them before the legends. I'm looking at all these guys on Joe's team. I'm like, man, when I first started playing softball in 2000, 2001, those were the dudes that were, I was like, wow, there's a bunch of beasts. So now you look at them and they're like, okay, well, they'll be done and dragging ass by halfway through the first day. And it just wasn't the case. They just kept on chugging along right through the winner's bracket all the way to the championship game. Obviously they ended up taking the championship, taking second and having to deal with the degenerates, which is a whole nother story. But anyway, so one of the teams, before I even go any further, is Impact. They've been kind of putting their team together here and there and not having a huge amount of success, but all of a sudden you can see that they got something going, and they were they're rolling along nicely, and I think they're going to be a good team in the lowers this year for sure.
Yeah, they were tough, man. They were a good team.
Yeah. So then, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I was surprised. I've never seen them before, and then we play them, and they had some really good hitters on the team. A solid group. They start. They continue to play together. I'm sure they're going to start winning a couple tournaments.
Yeah, they definitely have some. They have some. Not only some good talent, but they got a couple of leaders in that team that are trying to bring it all together.
That's what you need,
and it's all good. That's absolutely. But when we got to the championship game, Louisville Sluggers, you guys were, undefeated, and you get to play the Degenerates, so they had the double dip. And the Degenerates, they're an interesting bunch. I mean, it's like they're great dudes, but I've watched them have some of the best games I've ever seen and some of the worst games. Last year we played them several times, including in Texas, and they kind of have flashes of brilliance, but then it'll fall apart for them. Just like a lot of teams. This tournament, they just seemed like they're clicking, and things are maybe they're kind of going over that hump a little bit, and they look great in the championship game. I had a feeling. I just had a feeling that they were gonna just keep on going. They were pumped up. John
I think
Savage.
What helped you with that feeling was our average age of 47 on our team, and
I didn't say it.
And some pop bicep, and a few other things that came into play. But I'll tell you what, those guys had great time. I kid you not. No excuses. Those dudes are freaking great timed hits. I mean, it's one of those games where right when you start feeling like you're getting back in it, then they hit a good bomb, and it's like, okay, we're gonna have to come in and we're gonna have to score some. And sometimes when you're just rolling and you're it's like, you go into the next inning and you're good. But man, these guys just kept hitting great timed hits and home runs, and they kept it together the whole time, man. It was impressive. It was neat to be able to play against these guys. I don't really get to play against them very often. So it was neat to be able to play against them and see, now when I hear their names, like I really know them, and so that's really cool. It's different when you don't ever play against the guys, but you hear about them. It was neat to be able to play against these dudes, man. It was great, man. They did a great job. I was happy for them.
We played them 3 times in the bracket. The first time we played them, 2 of the games were decided by 1 run. The first game we beat them by 1. They were winning the entire game, and we ended up beating them by 1 in the bottom of the last, and then they did the same thing to us pretty much, where they beat us by 1 and in the championship game. And they're all the games we played against them were just super competitive and back and forth. It was nice. It was a great tournament, and like I said, it was the weather, the fields. I talk about it all the time. I'm sure you've heard me on the podcast. I mean, that is my favorite place to play. It's just awesome. The scenery, the fields, the bar and grill in the middle with the wraparound deck, just the entire thing is just awesome.
Yeah, and I'll one of the things because I know we're pushing the time a little bit because we still need to talk about Myrtle Beach and a few other things, but the players party, I thought that was really cool. We can flash some pictures of the players party, man. That was neat to be able to go that. I knew it didn't seem like it was going to be very big when I got in there, but of course with players party, this was it's about, being able to catch up with old friends, and to be able to meet new friends. You hear about these guys, and there's a shot of the bar. It's right across from the host hotel. So it was really cool to be able to get in there and to see all these dudes. You're in a softball club when all the hats are backwards. Everybody's like, we're at the right place when all the hats are turned around. There was a cool pizza place outside, right next to the bar. Man, that was some great pizza. I don't know if it was because it was late, we were hungry or whatever, but I'm telling you, that was some tasty pizza. You know what it's called, John? Next to the bar?
Yeah, it's I believe it's the Blind Onion. They have a couple locations in Reno, Sparks area. It's a solid little pizza spot for sure, drunk or sober. So Cindy is the owner of Oski's. We've gone there a few times in the past, and they're extremely supportive of us. Pretty much gave us the whole bar. Gave us awesome. some drink specials and super accommodating. Unfortunately, that we were going to have it at one of the Nuggets locations, but they literally canceled on us a week before.
Oh, wow.
So I called Cindy, who I know from previous parties, and she said, come on down. So we packed the place. It was great.
Awesome.
I mean,
They did it.
Oh yeah.
I know they had good business on those couple of nights.
Yeah, I mean, with these times, you know, some of these smaller businesses, and this is a family-owned business, and for us to come in there and just smash them and really get you know, spend our money there, it really means a lot to them. And you know, we could all go away knowing that we helped a local small business.
Awesome.
Have a great month.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what helped them is look at this one. This is our that had to help. Because I know you guys were circling that bar quite often, and those things did help with with I'm sure their income for that night. And those are some good shots, and that was before Manny popped his bicep.
Yeah, our team bill was it was a fatty, but it's okay.
I'm sure
it was a good time. It was a good time.
I'm sure. Did we have any other ones at the players' party, Deanna? Are we good? Nope. All right. So that was good. All right. And then when it comes down to the home run derby, I know, like I told you before, I mean, I didn't get a chance to take too many shots of the actual play, but I did get some of this home run derby. So we'll run the home run derby. Well, first what we'll do is, John, I don't know if you know this or not, but Joe entered the home run derby, and when he did, I thought, you know what, let me go support him. And then I decided, let me join the cause, and I'll do some, you know, I'll throw my 20 in there, and we'll just see how it goes. But Joe went up there, so let's see what happened with that. Needless to say, Joe went up there, and I mean, yeah, I don't. He really look. First, I want to let everyone know that if you go to Reno, you got to take chapstick because it's going to be tons of wind, and that wind would go on and off. And when Joe went up to bat, the wind freaking came howling through, and everybody was like, "Oh man, this wind! You know, where did it come from?" And Joe had to battle that wind, but then I came up next, and let's see what happened.
Oh, you gotta hit one more. You beat Joe. You gotta hit one more.
I don't know how everybody knew that my competition was you. As long as I beat you, it didn't matter. All I needed to do was go up there and hit one. Everybody heard about it, and they were all rooting me on, and it was so awesome, man. Needless to say, I advanced to the next round, and Joe, like I said, Joe had that win coming in, man. I don't know where it came from, but you know.
Thanks for making excuses, but it is what it is, man.
That was awesome, man. But check this out. Here's some of the real hitters in this home run derby.
Eighth annual Desert Shootout, John Hagee Memorial Softball Tournament. Here with Georgie from SoCal, home run champion from 2021. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. How'd it go, brother?
It went great. We always love coming to this tournament. Great complex, great camaraderie. It's always fun to be here. Always fun to be at a police softball tournament.
So I understand SoCal does a really good job of representing in the home run derby at this particular tournament. Yeah,
they do. The ball flies here.
Yeah.
They always seem like they're always in the final round.
Yeah. Hey, so what did you have to do in your final round? How many pitches? How many swings? All that?
It was final round with one pitch, one home run.
Nice.
So honestly, it went. Me and Jake Hughes
from Degenerates.
Degenerates went a couple rounds with each other. We couldn't get it the first time. I got him the second time, but it was a great time. It's always fun doing these competitive home run derbies.
I'll tell you what, that dude Jake from the Degenerates, oh, that dude tore us up.
Hey, do you remember that name at all from your tournament?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was in the home run derby
Yeah.
that year in your
No, I remember
tournament,
him. Yeah.
and he was runner up in the home run derby that year as well.
Well, and who did he lose to?
That was the last home run derby I won.
Well, the wind was blowing out on that one.
I had luck on my side on that one.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, that was impressive, man. That was great. That's what I got, John. But I wanted to be able to highlight the fields, highlight these dudes. Man, it was a great tournament. Can't say enough about it. I'm a fan,
Thank you.
and I'm hoping that everybody will consider that, with the following year. So yeah, John. I don't know, what do we have? Oh, one more, Deanna. We had a MVP, and I think we had the there you go, all tournament upper. John, what do you got here? MVP and all tournament upper. So we got the connection.
Yeah, that's the connection team. Chase Fuller was a overall MVP, and then the all tournament players are Dan Rutledge, Chris, and Dustin. I think Dustin's online right now making comments.
Oh yeah. Oh, that dude's a beast, man. Yeah, I love seeing those guys play, man. What a great group of dudes, man. Always make me feel welcome. Their fans are always awesome. I mean, the girls are out there, have interesting conversation. I mean, I can hear them it's hard not to. I'm like concentrating on the next hit, but I'm like listening to some of that conversation, man. They have great fans, great teams. So yeah, I'm a big fan. But hey, John, thank you so much for joining us, man. Hope we covered it well for, what we had. And ultimately, man, check out the Desert Shootout. Give them the dates. I mean, normally it doesn't take place at the same time.
So every year it's the exact same weekend. It's such a busy complex. This is kind of our locked in date, which we can't really change. It's going to be the Mother's Day weekend, but it's always Friday, Saturday. So you can sneak out and take care of mama on Saturday night and Sunday.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, man. Well, hey, John, thank you for joining us again, brother. Look forward to attending next year.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Man.
All right,
man.
Take care.
Be with you later. All right, man. That was a great tournament. So
It was.
next up, we got the Myrtle Beach tournament recap that just took place. Joe, you were able to go check that out. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw some photos up there. But Joe, tell us a little bit about it, man.
Well, Jimmy Smith, Joel Walsh, they put that tournament on. It's an awesome. That's another great complex. You got all turf fields. Believe there was, I think there was 8 total. There's you got, or maybe it was 7, 4 and 3, but anyway, they're all turf fields. Great complex. Each field has a fixed camera with a wide angle lens that shows its live streams every game in the tournament, and anyone around the country can log on and watch any of the games. The competition there, I think there was 18 total teams. Competition was great. I mean, there was great games both days. Great Lakes had a great game against Nassau, which it was the undefeated game in the upper bracket, and it came down to pretty much the last batter. It was 2 outs. Great Lakes was down 1 to Nassau, bottom of the 7th, and Reggie came up and hit a solo home run to tie it up. Jay-Z comes up, rips one down the line, gets on base. Next batter blows one out, and they went on a walk-off home run. So I mean, there were some tough games for them along the way to get to that championship, and including the championship game against the Hounds. But yeah, they find ways to win, and it was fun watching them.
Yeah, very cool. I got I think we had the MC champs. Let's see, MB teams 1, MB teams. What are those, Deanna? We got MB dugout. How about what's the MB kids 1? What is that one there? Oh, okay, there we go. That's cool, man, when you're able to get the kids like that involved. My kids are absolutely, that's what I love about tournaments like this, man. You bring the families along. They're sitting there. People are respectful of that, and the kids look forward to it, man. Every tournament that's a law enforcement tournament, they always give us they always are like, hey, is this going to be a police tournament? And are you going with SA law? I mean, it's something that they really look forward to. And
there's Reggie signing autographs after he hit that solo home run to tie the game up against Nassau. No, they played great. They traveled. The families all showed up. They had a huge crowd, man. I mean, loud and huge. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah. Let's see. We got the plaque. I think we already showed that one. Is that right or no? Oh, there we go.
That's
All
Whit
right.
there with the lower bracket plaque, the gold division with Jimmy and Joel. I actually played with Louisville Metro in Myrtle, and we ended up coming out on top in the gold division. So
right.
had a
Yeah,
lot of
so-
good games.
Jim and who is it that puts on that tournament?
Jimmy and Joel,
Yeah, Jimmy and Joel.
Jim
So-
Smith.
Yeah. And I know that I want to make it up there because I want to be able to do something at these tournaments to be able to, see different teams on the different coast, and to try to, I mean, this first time to Reno, we don't get to travel as much as a team with SA Law. So, with Louisville, it was kind of cool to go out there. And now I want to take my team and try to make these things happen, and try to talk them into it. And if not, then, hopefully join on with some other teams. But I really want to make it up there to that Myrtle Beach tournament also, man. I'm excited about checking out these different complexes and different tournaments. So
Maybe we can get the Louisville Slugger team up there next year in Myrtle. What do you think?
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. I'm telling you, I'd love to be able to go up. I just need to, it's just neat to experience these things and to see these things, these different locations and all. So I'm excited to be able to do that. I know that there was the beach. Let's see. I think we got a beach photo here. Yeah. So did you guys stay out on the? Joe, you just flew in and flew out, didn't you?
Yeah, we were there for under 48 hours. We got in late Friday and we left late Sunday. Yeah. But we stayed in a hotel right on the beach. It was an awesome location. We had a balcony that looked out into the ocean, and you could, you had the door cracked. You can hear the waves crashing at night, put you to sleep like a sound machine my kids have.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it was awesome. It's a great location, man, and it was
awesome.
A lot of bikers out there. It was the end of bike week out in Myrtle, right. So
yeah,
when we showed up, there was tons of bikers, and I think that's every year. I think I remember that 2 years ago for the first tournament in Myrtle too. But yeah, it was a good time, man. We were there. I think I posted on the message board. I wish I had another day just to kind of enjoy the beach, But I was glad to be out there though. It was a good time, good weather.
Yeah, cool. Well. Hopefully we can, try to make one of those tournaments. I'd like to be able to see that. I think that'd be super cool.
Yeah.
I know we have some updates on the Show Me Classic, the St. Louis Show Me Classic. So Joe puts that tournament on. It's coming up. Let's see, what are the dates, Joe?
July 31st and August 1st, Saturday, Sunday, 2-day tournament.
All right. So we want to be able to show, by the way, if you're into escape rooms, that's one of the best escape rooms my daughter's been to. I mean, it was a great, I wasn't into it that much. My daughter wanted to go. So we went, man, they go all out. We've been to quite a few different escape rooms. So if you get a chance, you go to the St. Louis tournaments, you might want to check out their escape rooms, man. It's a fun time. So Joe, what do we got? We got an update on your teams?
We got right now we have 18 teams that told me that they'd be there. There's the list right there with their current rankings, which I think are going to be changing here in the next month or so. But yeah, we got I think 5 total California teams coming out, which we usually get about 3 or 4. So this year we got 5, which is nice. We get we got Great Lakes coming out, the defending champs, and it's looking to be another competitive tournament. And there's also a couple. I got 3 other teams that have shown interest, and they're trying to get their guys to commit. And there could end up being 19, 20. Typically in the month or so before, maybe a team or 2 will drop. So I'd like to think that maybe a team or 2 drops. We pick up a team or 2 and we stay around 18. So it looks to be like it's going to be a competitive tournament again. The Friday night. I also posted this on the message board. The Cardinals are playing the Twins Friday night.
Awesome.
Typically, I try to do a Cardinals game for everybody and get the tickets set up for whoever wants to go to the game, and then we do the party Friday night. I think I'm going to try. because of the Cardinals schedule, they're not playing Thursday, but they're there Friday. I'm going to try to get tickets for the Cardinals game Friday evening, and then do like a kind of a post-game get-together at the PBR across the street at Ballpark Village, which is where I typically hold the player party. I have in the past. And the good news they just announced that coming up here, I believe in maybe either 3 or 4 weeks, Busch Stadium is going to full capacity.
All
So
right.
there will be no mask required, full capacity, and that's going to help out with obtaining these tickets to that game
Awesome.
for our group. So.
Yeah, we got to go one year. You set that up, and we were able to go out there, man. It was cool to be able to all sit together and be able to watch that game together, man. That was really neat. It was something special. So that's Friday night that they're going to be playing, and then you're thinking about doing the players' party afterwards.
Well, my plan is it's a 7 p.m. start. It's
Okay.
the Cardinals playing the Twins. Starts at 7 p.m. I'm probably going to go to the game for the first hour or so, and then I'm going to head over to PBR for people that didn't want to go to the game or were coming in late.
Okay, I got
And
you.
I'll get things set up probably about 8:00 over at PBR, so that people that were coming in late, their late flights, they can head up to PBR, and the people that are leaving the game can also head over there, and we'll have something with drinks and a section for our guys set up over there.
Do you have new teams coming out to St. Louis?
Oh, pop that list back up if you don't mind. So California Combo, they're not going to be any new faces on that team, but it's going to be a combination of players from different teams. So while the name looks new, it's not going to necessarily be new players. But the Oklahoma Outlaws, they played their first tournament in Tulsa this year. That is a new team with a few familiar faces that used to play with us, Jerry and Justin Beal, Tyler Cox. Obviously they've never been to St. Louis as a team. This will be their second tournament together that they'll be playing. Miami 5-0. They've never been to St. Louis. Let's see. All the other teams or West Coast Lawmen. Again, there's going to be some familiar faces on that team as well, but that team hasn't been to St. Louis as a team, but the rest of them all have played at least once.
That's cool.
In St. Louis.
Yeah. Well, the reason I wanted to bring that up also is because if you haven't been to the tournament, it's that PBR is talking about. It's at the we can take it down. It's at the Ballpark Village, I think is what it's called. So man, there's a couple of clubs in there. They have that big center, like sports zone where the TVs are all huge and bars in the middle, bars on the second level. So it's just a great time. And I like to stay a couple extra days to be able to go and enjoy it and hang out without having to worry about playing ball the next day. So it's a great tournament. And especially since they're opening things back up, you're able to go see the arches. I think you'll probably be able to go see that. That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm excited about that tournament. We're going to be there. So that's awesome, man. It looks like it's shaping up. I didn't know we had that many teams there. I say we because you know how much I support you in the tournament. So it's awesome to be able to see that many teams, man. What a great thing.
No, I'm happy with the turnout so far, and like I said, hopefully we pick up a couple more and get to that number 20. That'd be awesome. Couple other things. Right now I don't have the bats lined up or the host hotel, but my guess is it's going to be the same as previous years. I've been real busy the last month. I'm going to start working on that over the next couple weeks, and I'll be posting updates on the message board and also updating on this podcast as they pop up here. So
cool. That'll work. Yeah. So I have no doubt you're going to have no issues with getting a bat provided. I'm pretty sure that'll be a done deal.
I think we'll be good with that.
I think so also. Cool. Well, then we'll go on. Anything else? You good?
No, that's good.
Cool. So we'll go on to our Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships coming up in Waxahachie, Texas. September the 9th and 11th, we are going to have our players party before. And I'll tell you what, there'll be a lot of people who be, look at Chapa. Robert says, I'll be selling tacos from my specialty discada. Hey, man, he's coming to the house this Saturday. I'm looking forward to he does this, I don't know how to put it other than like it's a wok, like a wok you make Chinese food in. Everybody does it Mexican style, and I'm excited because he's done it once before at a house we stayed at in a tournament, and it is good. So I'm looking forward to it. Look at this update here. Look at the Angel Armor, Stag Arms is looking to come out to St. Louis. Still trying to get confirmation from our guys.
Awesome.
Very cool.
There
Yeah,
we
very
go.
cool,
That's
man. Awesome,
great.
man.
That's great to hear.
Awesome.
There's a new team that's never been to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys end up making it out, make sure you reach out to me and let me know how many guys want to go to the Cardinals Twins game, and I'll make sure I get enough tickets for you guys.
Yep, that'll work. And let's see here, Mario. What's going on, Mario? How
What
you
up,
doing,
Mario?
brother? Yeah, man. I'll tell you what. I'm excited because with our Keepers of the Peace tournament, we have some really special news coming up in the future. But one thing I wanted to announce, and we'll post it on the message board, is that it will be a bat provided tournament. So I was able to talk to Carlos Los Vega from Elite Sports. And man, I'm super excited, man. They're gonna provide us bats again this year. So down in Waxahachie, we're talking a really neat surprise coming up. So bat provided, but something really special. Joe knows what it is, but I'm busting at the seams to be able to tell you guys. So
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is really neat. I'm excited about that for Waxahachie. Along with, they've turfed 3 of the fields we played on last year. And the word is that by the time the tournament rolls around, they'll have another 3. So all the fields that we play on will be turfed. So I'm really excited about that for Waxahachie. It's already a great city, super police friendly. I think it's what's his name? Down the hatch. What's his name, Deanna? From Kid Craddock in the Morning. Al's Down the Hatch. Yeah, so it's Big Al Mack. He's a radio personality on Kid Craddock in the Morning, and that's his bar there in Waxahachie. So, man, they're going to have us back again. We're going to have a players party on the Thursday before the tournament, I think it is, Deanna. And then Friday, Saturday, we'll play. So, again, turf fields, bat provided. Los Vega, I think his son's name is Ryan, if I'm not mistaken. I want to thank both those guys, man, because they came through again. They're going to have some Keepers of the Peace apparel there, along with along with those bats provided. And last year, everybody loved the bats that we were hitting with. So I'm excited to have that again. I just got a flash of my shirt, and I was wearing that for you, Stu. I am not converting, but I'm just letting you know that Stu said In-N-Out Burgers. He got me a shirt because he knows what Whataburger means to me. So I wore the shirt in honor of you, Stu, but you know damn well Whataburger's the best.
Hey, Stu, I think Trini might be lying to you a little bit because me and him went to In-N-Out Burger and while we were in Reno, and he said it actually is a little bit better than Whataburger. He did say that.
Stu says one step closer. It was pretty good. I did not say it was better than Whataburger, though. You're a liar.
I thought you did.
But I said I'm going to wear it. I'll wear my Louisville Slugger hat today, and I'll wear my In-N-Out Burger. But no, man, I'm excited for that Keepers of the Peace tournament. And one thing that I'd like for you guys to do is to know that we're going to have a flag football tournament in conjunction with our softball tournament. So something new that we're going to do. There's a lot of people who enjoy flag football. And my hope is that we can bring these teams from across the nation that show up for other tournaments. There's not very many of them that have, the draw from across the nation. But, man, if you got a flag football team on your department, and this one's open to police, fire, or military. So if you need some firemen, some military to be able to throw in there, you can. It's our first year of doing it, but I think it's going to be a neat draw. And I'm excited because the football fields are right next to the softball fields. So we'll all be able to come together for our opening ceremonies, for our raffle that benefits Shields for Kids, and, for our players' party. So I think it's going to be kind of cool to be able to have these other officers come in and to make it just one big get-together for all of us in law enforcement or in the first responders community. So, again, thank you to Los Vega, to his son Ryan, I believe it is. I want to make sure, but I'm almost positive it's Ryan. And Elite Sports for providing those bats and some of that apparel and some of that stuff we're going to be able to give away. That's one of the things we're concentrating on, is being able to have a great prize package for trying to get the first 5 teams something. Is what I'm trying to, the top 5 teams is what I'm trying to do. So I think it's going to work out. But yeah, I'm excited about that. Let's see here, Joe. Got anything else maybe that I missed?
I think you covered everything that you want to talk about tonight. Obviously there's a couple other things for the tournament, but we'll
Yeah.
save that for a later date.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it. Well, hey, I'll tell you what. Oh, here's our confirmed teams. Thank you, Deanna. So these are our confirmed teams for the Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships, Mid-Atlantic. All right. I always love those dudes coming out. And Terry and those guys are the first ones to answer up. Well, besides, of course, Missouri Lawmen. But, they're the first ones to answer up. So we're really looking forward to hosting them. Minnesota Lawmen, I'm really happy about that, man. These guys, I've been wanting them to come down for a long time. So Bobby got the guys to come down, and I'm really excited about that. Code 3. Dan showing up. Team Texas. Detroit's coming down. That's going to be awesome, man. When I saw that, I mean, this is truly, they're coming in from all over the nation, man. I'm so excited about this. United KC. We got NorCal Reloaded. Got to see those guys already. Connecticut Lawman with Thomas is going to be coming down. That's going to be neat, man, to be able to have a team from way away from Connecticut, man. That's going to be cool. A lot of history with that team. So I'm excited to be able to have them down. And then they're Oklahoma Outlaws, man. Steph's Boys, NACFS Inc. And so, yeah, Jerry and, Justin. So I'm excited to be able to have them down. So we've got about 3 or 4 more teams that have said they're close to being able to give us their commitment. So I'm excited to be able to get those guys here. And hey, look who showed up.
What's up, Wax?
What's up, Wax? Man, I love that dude, man. I was so happy to actually be on his team. Look at him. So Wax says, "What's up?" And Terry says, "Better get more kegs." And then Scott says, "Yes, more kegs. We're going to work on it, dude. I've never had 3 kegs disappear like that before." My wife came to me. I was like, "I think we're going to need to get more kegs." So what are you talking about, dude? It's only the first day. She's like, they're done. I was like, I have to find a keg sponsor. So yeah, man, that was a great time. But it was great to be on Wax's team, man. I'm starting to get his signals down, He's
like an air traffic controller behind the plate.
I'll tell you what, dude came through, man. We needed him to get to the plate or to the pitcher's mount, get up there and come through, and he did, man. It was just cool to see him in action, man. It was just neat. Yep. It's neat. That's what's cool about playing on other people's teams, man. You see these guys, you're on the opposing teams, and then you get to have them on your team, and it's like, yeah, I don't have to worry about this dude always getting on when he's playing against us, or what the hell are his signals about? He didn't give away all his secrets, but I think I got a few of them. I might be able to do a little something against Great Lakes now that I know his signals.
That Detroit PSC team, they look good in Myrtle. They had some really good games with us, the Louisville Metro team. They beat Kentucky Blue, knocked Kentucky Blue out of the tournament. That was I think a 9 or 10 inning game. It kept going back and forth, and they kept tying it. And we sat there and watched the last half of that game. It was a great game.
Yeah.
They also had a great game against Center Mass. I mean, they every game they were in it, and it was a great competitive game. They got a good group of guys.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm just like we talked about earlier when it comes to seeing these teams. You don't get to see a lot of these teams very often, man. So I'm super stoked about being able to have those guys down, man. Detroit, Connecticut. I mean, all these teams, man. I'm excited. I almost don't even want to play just so I can go and check out all these different teams. But one thing I do want to tell you guys is, Joe, we're going to do a better job this time, or I'm going to do a better job of setting up that some teams to play on the fields that we do the live broadcasting. That's what I want to do, man. I really want to be able to give some of these teams an opportunity to be able to have their families listen in. And I'm going to have these teams, the teams that are on my list for the Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships, I'm going to ask those coaches to send me something, man. Just give us a name, give us a little something about them, so that if they come up to the field that we're calling the games on, we'll be able to have a little something to talk about, and to be able to talk about as far as these players, to be able to make it interesting for their families to tune in. I think it's going to be a little bit of a step above the live, what do you call those, streaming from the fields, but being able to have us talk about them, play by play, multiple camera angles.
Well,
I mean, I'm really excited.
Yeah, if you watched the live broadcast last year, that's, to me, it's clearly a step above just a live streaming of the game. When you got people talking about the game and calling it out, and and not to mention you got your wife out there with the roaming camera, where we were getting replays and everything else on the field. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, check this out. Look at Terry. I'm telling you, man, this dude, I mean, heart of gold, man. Look at this guy. Great Lakes better defend. Trini, I'm good for a couple of kegs. Just let me know. Terry, you're awesome, brother. You know what? I'm not good at asking, man. I'm just not good at it. And I'm so blessed. It's such a great feeling to have these guys come through like they do. Terry's always willing to offer. I mean, he helped us with the prize package with raffle items last year. He gave us raffle items to be able to give away. And so, man, Terry, I can't thank you enough, along with his service to our country, in the military. And then also, of course, as a police officer. So, Terry, thank you very much for that. Jay Stewart, getting excited. I'm ready to roll. That's our newest member of our Louisville Slugger team. He's going to be heading up to San Diego with us.
I'm excited to have you with us, Jay. I can't wait.
Yeah. So that was cool, man. And so, yeah, I'm excited. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Check this out. So Mario wants to know, what balls do you guys think we'll be using this year? Well, what's your suggestion, man? I'd like to know. I'm open to that. I mean, I try to use kind of what we use in the World Series just because that's what people are used to, want to be able to.
The issue with the ball,
but
the issue with the balls last year in Waxahachie was it was a month out, and when we started making the arrangements and everything, a month out from the date, and the complex said that they would buy whatever ball we wanted for them to sell to the teams, but there wasn't enough time to get that amount of balls in of a different ball so we had to use what they had. Now this year would be different, where we could get a better ball, or you can get a better ball for the tournament. You just got to get on the horn with them, and they said they when I talked to him last year, he said he would order whatever ball we wanted if he had enough time. You know what I mean?
Hey, Mario, you've got enough experience that you suggest the ball, and man, I don't see why we'd have an issue with it. I mean, we're all going to be swinging at the same bats with the same balls. So hey, man, come up with the suggestion, and then we'll toss it around. Hey, pretty good, right?
I'll tell you,
we'll toss it around, but I don't have an issue with it, man.
The tournament up in Myrtle is the first time that I've ever hit a DeMarini ball, and it was a Classic M DeMarini, and they were nice. The ball was, the fences were 325 all the way around, and people were still getting their home runs. And the ball was flying. So
Mario's saying Classic M. I think we've used those before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Majority of tournaments, that's what we use, is the Classic M.
Cool. And Joe, I don't know what you think, but I don't care. I mean, that's Mario's got enough experience, with playing ball that I'm good with that. So
I believe I believe in Waxahachie we used ASA balls and instead of U-trip balls. And like I said, it all came down to the timing. If we had 3 months last year to plan that, there would have been different balls there that we would have used. But the complex wanted to. They want to sell every team the balls. The only balls they had were ASA, so those are the balls that we used.
Yeah, and
we got the tournament in.
That's a good point, because we had 30 days to put that thing together, and it was just, let's just make it happen. So now we've got plenty of time.
Yep.
So man, we'll make them happen. Albert says Pro M's. I've never heard of them. I'm not sure what the Pro M's are. You familiar?
I've heard of them. I've never actually hit them.
Huh.
But yeah, Albert, I'm guessing he's trying to push his product. I'm guessing he's a rep for what company is it?
I'm not sure, Albert. What company is it that you are repping? But yeah, I know that.
And also, Albert, while I got you here, I meant to call you about that bat. I owe you a call about that senior bat. Text me and remind me.
Yeah. All right. There you go. Albert says Headbanger. That's where he's with, Headbanger Sports. Yeah. So and Albert's been supporting Dan and a few other tournaments too. So Albert, we appreciate you going out there and supporting, man. He reaches out to all these people. So we're gonna have to do something with Headbanger at our Waxahachie tournament also. Albert says it's already in the box, Joe. Yeah.
I'll hit you up when we get off here tonight.
Stu says stadium balls. We use those for the home run derby, man. And we did that one year, and holy smokes, man. It was difficult finding them underneath all the cars in the parking lot. Those things were out there. Hey, Bobby Rosberg, I know that's not his name, but he says, let the firemen play. Yeah, man, he's going to be helping us at our Police Olympics. What's going on, Robbie? How you doing, brother? Mario says, in Waxahachie, we use 52, 300 with the U-Trip bat. So let's see. Mario says Pro-Ms are what used on the conference this year. Huh.
How do they fly, Mario? I've never hit them, so I wouldn't know.
Stu says Headbanger Sports are legit. Get all my bats there. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Let's see here. We'll see what Mario says about that. Pro-Ms. Yeah, but those classic M's, those are the ones that we've used. And man, those guys in Waxahachie, they're ready to do anything for us.
Yep.
So if we tell them we need something, man, they'll make it happen. So I'll give you an example. Last year, after we showed up with our Keepers of the Peace tournament, they said, after this, we're going to have no problem with talking to the city council and all them and let them know we need to invest in our fields. And they turned around and had 3 of them turfed. And like I said, man, hopefully the other 3 will be done. It's supposed to be done by the time our tournament rolls around. So I'm excited about that. Let's see what Mario says about these. I imagine with conference, they freaking fly. You know, those guys are going to be, serious about what they swing. So, but yeah, man, I'm excited. Joe, provided bats. I'm pretty sure you're going to get them for yours, especially with that amount of teams, man. I mean, you always get them anyway. You have a great reputation.
It's going to be provided bat one way or the other.
Yeah.
The company is yet to be determined, but I'm pretty sure I know who's going to be. But I'll make that announcement when it's for sure.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'll tell you, man, I do want to be able to, again, one more time, man, it was such a great thing, especially with what with Carlos is from Elite is telling me that they're going to do for our tournament, man. So I'm really excited about that. So stay tuned because we're going to get that out to you guys here coming soon. But hey, all right. Well, then, Joe, I appreciate you making that time to be here again, man. And I know you just played yesterday, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you've been getting some.
It was a fun local tournament, you know.
Yeah. Well, hey, one more thing is Robbie he's talking about the firemen. Let the firemen play. I'll tell you what, I do intend to put on a Keepers of the Peace tournament early in the year next year for us in law enforcement, kind of opposite of the World Series, kind of just to bring guys together at the early part of the year to kind of like have a kickoff tournament in law enforcement. And then later in the year, a little bit closer to the World Series, I want to put on a first responder tournament. That's what I want to do. So I want to put 2 tournaments on, and that first responders tournament will be military, police, fire. So it'll be something interesting. You know, we'll get some good feedback already about it. So I'm excited about that, especially with the flag football tournament. Albert says Robbie is a good pitcher. That's a good cookie pitcher. Oh, God. Terry Dugan says, Trini, Dan, hit me up for any balls that cost. Some of these peeps try to make loot off of balls. All right, man. Well, yeah, I'll check it out, Terry. Hopefully they'll let us. I hope that they'll let us bring in balls, but hopefully it's not a conflict of interest with their parks. But I don't think it is. I think they were just trying to accommodate us. But I'll talk to them. We'll see what they say. But I definitely appreciate the offer, Terry. Thank you so much, man. And but anyway, hey, Joe, I appreciate you again, man. Thank you for making the time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, man, this is Trini and Joe, and hey, we got your 6.